We open at Cord Industries. Blue Beetle is in the middle of training. The session is brutal. Mechanical beetles surround him from every direction. Feeling cornered, he decides to unleash a powerful attack. Someone tells him he's using way too much energy and needs to dial it back. Blue Beetle says he can't do that and fires anyway. The room fills completely with smoke, and he can't tell if any of his enemies are still standing. Suddenly, a mechanical beetle comes from behind and hits him. Fortunately, it was all just a simulation, and he took no real damage. Ted walks in and shuts the simulation down. He tells him that if this had been a real attack, he'd already be dead. Blue Beetle, joking around, says he wouldn't just have been killed, they probably could have mutilated him too. He then asks Ted if he never made any mistakes in his own life. Ted tells him this isn't about him anymore, it's about Blue Beetle. He's the one wearing the mantle now. Ted mentions that when he was young, he made plenty of mistakes, and that's exactly why he gives him advice. So he doesn't make those same ones. To avoid them, he needs to focus and learn to control the beetle. Blue Beetle tells him that's exactly what he's trying to do. The whole point of the training was to defeat his enemies without destroying them, but he did the exact opposite. Blue Beetle says it doesn't matter. He'll pay for all the damage. Skeets informs him the bill comes to $345,000. He only had $2, and that's all he could hand over. Ted tells him to go home and come back tomorrow to keep training. Before he leaves, Ted tells him that a long time ago, he made many mistakes and people got hurt. That doesn't have to happen with him. He needs to be much better than Ted ever was. Ted asks Skeets to walk him home since he seems a bit restless. He also asks him to make sure he gets there without accidentally destroying anything. Skeets says yes, that's how it happened. Ted doesn't understand what he means. Skeets heads out and says it doesn't matter. Ted turns off the lights. Suddenly, Batman steps out of the shadows and calls his name, Ted Cord. Ted tells him they've known each other for years, there's no need to use his full name, especially while stepping out of the darkness like that. He then asks what he's doing there at midnight. Batman could have literally set up a meeting. The Dark Knight tells him this way is easier for him because Bruce Wayne can't just walk into Cord Industries. Ted says he has a point, though he also could have called so they could meet somewhere else. Then he asks how long he's been watching. Batman says, long enough. Ted tells him he doesn't know why he's here or who he's fighting, but Blue Beetle isn't ready yet. Batman tells him his powers could be very useful. Ted gets angry and says he's too young and inexperienced. Batman should know better than anyone how dangerous it is to send a kid out into the world before they're ready. Right after saying that, Ted apologizes. That was clearly a low blow toward the Dark Knight. Batman tells him it's fine. He's been keeping an eye on Blue Beetle for a while and knows he's not ready. He's actually not here about the kid at all. He's here for Ted. He needs his help. Ted tells him he never asks anyone for help. Batman says he's been growing up. When Ted was Blue Beetle, he had his great moments, but he can't do it anymore. He hung up the suit a long time ago. Literally, it's sitting in his closet. After everything he went through, he has no desire to fight. Batman tells him he's not talking about fighting. He's talking about building something new. Bruce Wayne wants to surround himself with good, forward-thinking people with sharp minds. Ted's big ideas would be invaluable, not to mention all his money. Ted asks if he's here to ask for money. Batman tells him that because of the war between him and Superman, countless homes, cities, and lives were ruined. Entire communities were destroyed, but that's not even the worst of it. Superman's reign broke something out there. The world is anxious and divided. Despite everything Superman did, many people still support the regime. People still love him. Batman needs to rebuild the public's trust. His goal is to build a better world. He then tells him there's a meeting the following day and he wants Ted there. Ted agrees and tells him he'll be there. With that, Batman leaves. Suddenly, Booster shows up. Ted jokes that tonight must be the night his old friends break into his building and walk right past his private security like it's nothing. After offering him a drink, Ted asks what he's doing there. What's the message he's bringing from the future? Booster Gold, visibly nervous, says, he just wanted to tell him that he'll be there at the end. Ted looks at him in shock and asks, at the end of what? Booster just lowers his head. Ted realizes what's coming. His end is near. Now he understands what Skeets was trying to tell him. Booster tells him he's sorry, but they're coming. He asks him to put on his suit and make at least one of them regret what they've done. Ted changes, and we see him as Blue Beetle. He mentions the suit doesn't quite fit right anymore. Booster tells him the suit never fit right. After a few more jokes, Ted asks his friend for help. Booster tells him he can't. That would mean changing the past. He's tried to stop this 3 times and failed every time. And because of all those attempts, he's aged a couple of years since the last time they saw each other. What's about to happen is bigger than both of them. The 2 friends embrace. Booster is heartbroken and tells him one last time, at the end, he'll be there. Suddenly, explosions go off at Cord Tower. Katana, Damien, and Deadshot are behind it. Deadshot asks if they can spot him. Ted emerges from the rubble and tells them, right here. Ted tells Damien that his father was just there a little while ago. He doubts Batman approves of him running around with criminals like these. Deadshot asks if Cord is Blue Beetle. Damien says he used to be. While the 2 are talking, Ted activates the mechanical beetles. The fight begins. Blue Beetle isn't going down without a fight. He charges straight at Deadshot and lands a punch right in the face. Unfortunately, that's all he manages to do. Katana moves in and cuts off one of his hands. Blue Beetle has lost the fight. He asks what they want with him. Deadshot tells him this is all bigger than him. We then cut to the White House. The sitting president and the president-elect are meeting. Irene suggests a handshake. The handshake happens and the cameras start going off. Both presidents privately feel like hypocrites for having to shake each other's hands. Irene tells the press that photos are over. The president and the president-elect are told they have a meeting. Both of them are surprised since a meeting wasn't on either of their schedules. Irene tells them it's not and it never will be. Time to go. The president asks where they're headed. Irene tells them they're going downstairs. The president-elect says he didn't know there was a floor below. The president didn't know either. He's worked there for 8 years and never knew a secret floor existed. The 3 of them arrive at their destination and find Batman waiting for them. The Dark Knight apologizes for bringing them all the way down there, but they needed a secure location. The president says the Situation Room was more secure. Batman tells him no, this floor is more secure. Besides, they need to talk about how to change the world. When they reach the room, they see Batman wasn't alone. Oliver, Dinah, Jefferson, Lucius, and Jackson were already there waiting. Meanwhile, in Ra's al Ghul's secret sanctuary, we see Cheetah and Katana arriving. Ted is with them, a hood over his head. Ra's al Ghul removes the hood and is surprised to see that Ted Kord is Blue Beetle. Ted demands to know what the hell he wants from him. Ra's tells him this isn't just about him. The League of Shadows is taking people from all over the world. We cut to the ocean, where Orca and Killer Croc capture a man named Kittleson. While Orca drags him underwater, Killer Croc fits him with an oxygen mask. Elsewhere on a golf course, Man-Bat abducts another target. Back at Batman's meeting, he introduces his team. Lucius Fox, someone they already know. Jackson, who agreed to come representing the oceans. Jefferson, also known as Black Lightning. And finally, Dinah and Oliver. The president-elect says he knows who those 2 are. The couple is worth millions, but they were supposed to be dead. Batman tells him they're both alive, known as Green Arrow and Black Canary. The president-elect asks why Batman is revealing all of their identities. Batman says they need to trust each other. He also mentions Ted Kord will be joining them shortly. And that's not all. Professor Irons will also be there. The president-elect says that's impossible, since she was supposed to have died in Metropolis. Steel has arrived and tells him she didn't die. Batman thanks Natasha for coming. The president-elect asks if she feels comfortable wearing that shield. Natasha tells him that symbol belonged to her uncle. She wears it for him, not for Superman. Batman says they'll be meeting with world leaders in the coming weeks. What they have here is a combination of wealth, innovation, and the desire to do good. Batman wants to put people ahead of profit. Everyone wants a better world and to repair the damage Superman caused. Once Ted Kord arrives, the real conversation can begin. Irene walks into the room and tells everyone there's something they all need to see. She turns on the TV and they watch as Cheetah forces Ted to read the following statement. He didn't know his batteries were built on ignorance. Ignorance is the excuse of cowardly fools. Ted demands to know what Ra's al Ghul wants. Ra's wants an end to mining and deforestation. Ocean drilling must stop. What Ra's al Ghul wants is an end to global warming. As we saw before, Ted isn't the only prisoner. One of the other captives tells them they can't hold them hostage to achieve something impossible. Roz tells them that all of them are in charge of the most destructive businesses on the planet. This isn't a hostage situation, it's time for change. Batman contacts Barbara and asks her to find Ra's al Ghul's location. Roz continues, "They're not being held against their will. This group is simply an example of what's coming. All of them built what they have today on the blood of the planet, and today it will be destroyed." We cut to Deadshot. He's outside Cord Industries. Deadshot triggers a bomb detonator, and the explosions begin. Cord Industries is destroyed. And it doesn't stop there. Other companies in Houston and India are blown up as well. Today, every one of those empires falls. Everyone who was inside those facilities is now dead. Roz tells them that those people were exactly the problem. The people of this world do nothing but consume selfishly, destroying and killing. Humanity has been at the top of the food chain for far too long. It's time to change that. Roz gives Killer Croc and Orca the order to eat the captive executives. Barbara tells Batman that Ra's al Ghul is very well hidden, and she can't trace the signal. Back in the secret sanctuary, we see Ted is gravely wounded. Booster appears before him. His friend tells him he tried to tear through the time stream but couldn't do anything. Ted asks him to look after and train the new Blue Beetle. Booster tells him he's not the kind of guy who can be anyone's mentor. Ted tells him they have to look out for each other. Booster tells him to take it easy and jokes that he won't have anyone left to laugh at. Ted asks him to just look in a mirror. Booster manages a small smile, but it doesn't last. Ted has just died, and his friend says goodbye. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm Raven Comics, and see you in the next video.